Network Entertainment.
Planning is a proactive coping tool. You have the power to live the life that you want, to live by design. It's like when you're saying I don't want to plan my life. It's like you're telling I don't have power
Oo nga.
to
To make things
to design.
happen.
Yeah, to design my life, to make things happen
Right.
in my life.
Right.
That's what you're indirectly telling yourself. And if you keep on telling yourself that, even subconsciously, what happens? You lose your confidence eh.
Oo nga. Hi, this is Mirza Season. Welcome to You Can Do This, a podcast that'll help you achieve your dreams and goals one episode at a time. What are you waiting for? Let's go! Dwight D. Eisenhower once said, "Plans are nothing, planning is everything." This might explain why New Year's resolutions really don't work. Well, today we might finally unlock the key to how to make our goals and dreams come true. And it takes a bit of strategic planning. I mean, we do strategic planning for companies. Why can't we do it for ourselves? Back with us here again after she taught us how to do a personal year-end review in the previous episode is someone who has made a career and an empire out of personal strategic planning and has helped thousands of Filipinos achieve their goals and dreams. Please welcome back the creator of the famous Belle de Jour planner and other cult favorite journals, notebooks, tools, and products that empower thousands of Filipinos to try, dare, experience, and live. Her motto, helping guide the disempowered to become dream-powered. Please welcome the president of Viviamo Inc., Darlyn T. Nilo. Hi, Dar.
Hi, hello again.
Welcome back. So in the previous episode, we took a look back at the year that passed. And now that we've done our year-end review, it's time to plan for the coming year. So in your 18 years of creating planners, what have you found out about planning planners, your customers, and how their lives changed because of using a simple paper planner?
Well, one of the most important things I learned about planning is a proactive coping tool.
Proactive coping tool. Okay.
So, di ba what we experienced in the pandemic, the meme, the famous meme that the most useless thing I bought in the 2020 is a planner. Then a lot of people throughout the year would say like, it's so useless to plan because there's a pandemic, this and that. And what we saw this was psychologically proven as well, that the more you don't plan, the more you actually create anxiety. You create that effect on your body and your system. So planning is a proactive coping tool. So what does it mean? Because what I learned also in the pandemic, people don't plan, diba? Bahala na. Bahala na si Batman. Tapos let's just go with the flow. So when you say it with that energy, because you can say it with a different energy and it's positive, right?
Okay.
So when you say it with that energy, it's like there's you're disheartened, you discouraged na parang
walang point,
bahala na. Parang sumunod na lang tayo. Paano na lang mangyayari? As in, parang, di ba, there's just a lot of negativity. Resignation. That's the word that
fatalistic.
Yeah, the resignation. So you tell yourself, number one, there's either no future, or number two, you have no control over that future.
Right.
So every time you get into that energy, these two things are the ones you're telling yourself. And that's why you don't plan. And as a result, it's very logical to see how it will connect to anxiety, because humans are not wired to always be in fight and flight mode.
Right.
So, and if you don't know what's going to happen next, there will be uncertainty. That's why babies cry.
Right.
Because they don't know what's going to happen. And that's why they say when you're taking care of babies, children, the number one thing that they say in parenting books, routine.
Oh, so they know what to expect.
They can't tell time, but they have like the body clock na, okay, more or less in an hour, I will be fed.
Okay.
Then they won't cry as often. But if you don't have a routine that that more or less syncs up, they'll cry all the time, 24/7, because there's that fear, there's that anxiety, and if they don't cry, na, 'di ba, something bad will happen to them. So that's fight and flight.
Right, right.
So
So you're just
proact-
reacting to kung anong mangyari.
correct.
Rather
And
than-
nakakapagod siya.
Oo. Well, I
It's-
feel that when I don't plan out my day, parang may muddle lang in my head. And then
Oo.
parang I'm just reacting to text or the red
Mm-mm.
button in my phone. Diba? Rather than, okay, I'm gonna do this now.
Correct,
Ganyan,
correct. Oo.
ganyan. Okay.
And then so parang if you're imagining that you're in a river and 'di ba malakas yung
alon.
alon or ocean na pala yun.
Ah.
Wait.
Ripples.
Ayan mo.
Flow.
'Di ba the flow, 'di ba? Na parang sobrang yung malakas yung current. So the current, you feel tired kasi you feel thrown around.
Nagpapadala ka na lang sa
Oo.
current.
Pero I would like also just to say like the opposite side na meron namang positive na I'm going with the flow.
Yes.
The positive going with the flow is when it's grounded that I've done everything that is possible given the circumstances.
Right.
And since I've done, in a way, my homework,
Right.
I'm ready to surrender and allow God, universe, whatever you
Right.
believe in to step in.
So
to
you
do their
bought a boat.
You bought a
You
boat.
bought an oar.
Yes, but mabilis. Like you're in a white...
You have protection.
Yes.
And it's not just
And you're
tumalon ka lang sa
aware.
ilog.
Oo. And then you're aware na parang, okay, I'm gonna do this. Diba? Pero there's also that some sort of acceptance that you cannot control the situation 100%.
Right.
So that's a very different energy versus na, bahala na kung saan ako dadalhin dito.
Okay.
Diba? Parang, yun yung, it's very nuanced, but it's very, parang, kung saan nanggaling, it will dictate significantly kung where you're gonna go.
Okay. So in your own life, walk us through how you use your planner.
I use my planner every week in terms of like the planning. I do a weekly
Like
planning.
when is
I
that?
don't write every
Sunday
day.
night or Monday morning?
Usually it's Monday morning or Saturday. Kasi Sunday medyo I really try na parang it's just a relaxing day.
Okay.
I call it sometimes bum days. Like
Okay.
parang it's like, I mean, I don't get that a lot anymore. But that's my preferred.
So Saturday what? Morning?
Saturday morning.
You sit down, you
I
open
sit down,
your planner,
I open
and then
my
what do you
planner.
do?
Kasi parang medyo late nagigising, diba yung people pag Saturday morning. Actually, Sunday morning din minsan. So, I did that actually last Sunday. Like, we went to a mall with the kids and with my mom and they just ran around. So, I was on the table and I was just
May dala
writing.
kang planner.
May dala akong planner. So, habang tumatakbo-takbo sila, parang nakapagsulat ako.
And then what do you do, like, specifically?
What I do specifically for, if I'm planning for the week.
Let's get a planner.
Okay. Ayan.
Which one do you use, by the way?
This one, the BDJ Classic.
Okay.
And so this year, we have two versions. So this is the dated version.
Okay. So, ano siya? On the hour. Every hour.
Yes. So,
Personal errands.
yan yung ginagawa namin the past years. That's a classic layout. And I like the vertical layout, which I designed since day one.
Okay.
Because like in the computer, I like seeing my one whole week.
Oh, yes. True.
Diba? So, and then it's perfect for time blocking. That's why
Right,
there's a
right.
time. But the people who don't like to time block, what they do, they just ignore it. That's why it's very small, the
Okay.
numbers. So I don't always also use
Right.
that time blocking all
Explain
the time.
time blocking.
Sige. Time blocking is, let's say, you set out, like I have some reflection time or planning time from 8 to 9. Tapos,
AM.
oo, AM. Tapos ilagyan mo lang ng bracket. And then from 9 to 11, maybe you have a meeting.
Right.
And then and so
So
on. So
even like stuff like reflection time, you must make an appointment with yourself and not
correct.
just say, maybe if I'll find time later. Diba?
Exactly. And you won't find time later because time is not something you find. It's something you
Oh.
make.
Okay. Quotable quote. Okay, how about this one?
This looks like the layout of the focus journal. So that's
Wala
inspired
siyang
of
per
it.
hour.
Yes. And it's undated.
Okay.
So what we've seen as trends as part of what's happening or changes in how people use the planner in the past 5 years and especially during the pandemic is people prefer to have an undated planner because maybe they feel pressure with the date.
Ayoko ng ganyan.
I think the trend of the undated planner is because earlier we talked about being able to go with the flow.
Right.
So sometimes on a mental level, even if they know they can ignore certain things, they just prefer it
it's
to be.
more for the go with the flow people.
Yeah. Oo.
Okay.
Pero, I'm trying this out also this year. Trying to practice
Right.
openness also.
So no date and no time.
No,
Just
no
days.
Yeah, but I wrote dates in
Okay.
mine. So,
Okay.
but it still has the monthly calendar.
Right. Oh, wow.
So it still has the monthly
Okay,
calendar.
okay.
So I just write the dates in the
Okay.
monthly calendar. And the reason there is a monthly calendar for me is because the monthly calendar, the function naman for me is when I review like what I've done for the month. So
Okay.
sobrang maliit lang keywords. It's
Right,
let's say Mirza podcast like that.
Right.
So keywords lang.
So Saturday or Sunday morning, you open the planner and then you time block everything. You put in the meetings. What else?
So what I do, the first thing that I do when I do the weekly planning, the priorities. That's why the first table there is priorities.
Yun yung kailangan magawa talaga.
Oo,
Okay.
priorities for the week. So I look at the week as a whole. So here in the dated version, meron tayong, 'di ba? This week I will BDJ make it happen.
Okay.
So in one of the books that I'm listening to right now, you're supposed to discipline yourself to do just 3 major things in a day.
Okay.
And if you notice, even the very first BDJ planner, and they called it most important task. In the BDJ planner, same thing.
So what would be a typical?
Most-
Like today, ano yung 3? Syempre ito.
Ito. So this one, my appointment prior to this,
Okay.
and then time with the number 3. So I'd like to say time with the family, but hindi siya for today. It's for tomorrow. It's really getting the gifts for
Okay.
the weekend gatherings.
So 3 kasi yun lang ang humanly possible. Ganun ba? Or more likely?
It's not about humanly
Or more
possible.
likely na mangyari.
You know how you go through your days. If you have like 10 things to do, you're not really present in your task.
That's true.
So when you're doing 10 million things, you're not really living your life
Yes.
because while you're doing this thing,
Right.
your head is already on the next thing that you need to do. So then maybe, yes, you end up with doing more things, but you don't feel your life.
Right.
You're not being
living in the
present.
moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the mistakes that people make?
In terms of
Planning.
planning,
Over planning, pwede ba yun?
pwede naman.
Or
I
ano
think
ba usually?
for me, yung number one thing or like people make a mistake on is comparing it with other people with how they plan.
Okay.
Kasi parang, and they forget that they need to figure out, it's like a self-discovery process, like which one works for you. So it's perfectly fine to ask how people plan.
Okay.
Because that's also how you learn na, ganun mo pala ginagawa. That's your logic.
Okay.
Kasi you're learning eh.
Like for you, ano yung...
Parang I know a lot of people who did like Sunday or weekend na planning. I also have like friends now who do it quarterly and then write down and just plan it out. Like last month, I already plotted out a lot of activities for next year.
Wow.
So gets, parang it's really different.
Oops.
And again, different formats. So when I use the planner, it's really a lot about self-reflection and then what do I want? What do I want? When I'm putting something in my computer calendar, what I do is like it's more definite na.
Right.
You're blocking off dates
Right.
so that then you can work around these dates, especially if they're important. So let's say there's a conference, there's a learning day, there's a planning day. I block it off already. So then everything else that I plan out for the rest of my life, it works around those important dates.
Wow. So a planner
That's
is
how
more
you can
than
also
just,
create time.
more than just an appointment book.
Yes,
Right.
for sure.
And it is what?
It's really for me like a safe space for you to work out what you need. You're getting things done system to work out what you need to do to make life work.
Right. Like, so for, let's say for 2024, yung mga gusto mong mangyari in 2024, i-plot mo na.
Ako sinulat ko na yung gusto kong mangyari sa 2024. Like I wrote down what parang some vague some vague plans that I have for each month.
Right.
So kung January, of course, hindi naman naka-spread out until December. So mostly at this time, since it's December right now, more or less, January super like, ang dami ko nang gustong gawin in life. Diba? Pero mga April, medyo wala na naman ulit. Diba? But I've already noted down like the things that I want. So at least, these are the important events wherein I want to allocate time to for next year.
Right.
At least at this point in time in my life.
Right.
That's where I want.
So why is it important to plan the year ahead and not just go month by month?
Well, I also say it's okay if you go month on month, week on week, day by day even. But there's still the planning for tomorrow.
Okay.
That's the important part.
Right.
Kasi if you live in so much uncertainty, and uncertainty kasi sometimes feels like parang pag hindi ko naman alam ano mangyayari next year, that's okay. Alam mo mangyayari bukas. Alam mo mangyayari mamaya.
Right.
Because if you keep on telling yourself, I don't know what's gonna happen in next year or next week even, then the message you keep on telling your brain is, I don't know, I'm uncertain, and I'm anxious.
Right.
So, but if you tell your brain what you know, later, uuwi ako ng bahay, I'm having dinner with my family, you're emphasizing what you know versus what you don't know.
Right.
Then it takes you away from the fight and flight mode.
So when it comes to, let's say, your goals for the year, obviously you need to plan your year, right?
My recommendation is to plan for your year. And the reason I say this is because I guess I don't want to impose this belief system of mine is that you have the power to live the life that you want, to live by design. So for me, in my earlier years, sobrang lakas din ng gigil ko na I want that lesson engraved or
indoctrinated.
Yeah, indoctrinated with every person that I meet. But I do recognize that not everyone thinks that way. I hope I'm able to influence anyone listening to us today and move in the future, right? Because like I think it's very important because it's like taking your power.
Yes.
It's like when you're saying I don't want to plan my life. It's like you're telling I don't have power to
make things
to design.
happen.
Yeah, to design my life, to make things happen in my life.
Right.
That's what you're indirectly telling yourself. And if you keep on telling yourself that, even subconsciously, what happens? You lose your confidence eh.
Tama.
So you need
you need a confidence coach after you plan. So these are the Omni pages.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more than anything, they force you to confront your life. Because when you open each, madami kang, it's a workbook where you're gonna fill out everything. And then you're really forced to deal with it and not sweep it under the rug. Can you talk about the concept of it?
So these are, the Omni pages is actually the concept of the whole system.
Okay, it's a system.
It's a system. And the reason that we created the Omni pages is, sorry, yung Omni, diba? What the traditional spelling of Omni is OMNI. So omni-channel, all in one, Omni campaign. So it's your all in one system or journal. So that's number one. kasi like meditation, diba?
Yeah,
Diba
yeah.
ganyan? So when you're journaling or planning, it's a form of moving meditation.
Okay.
But the number 3 is most important. It's own me. It sounds omni sounds own me.
Okay.
It's like owning yourself,
Right.
owning your choices,
Right.
owning the path that you want to go into,
Right.
which is the most important thing. Going back to our first podcast,
Yes.
the choice,
Yes.
right? Going back to the choice. And that's also why in the Omni pages, so you get to choose which Dream Empowerment Journal you want to be able to use. You can choose like the BDJ planner. Do you want a dated, undated version?
Right.
For those, whichever you want. It's
Uh-uh.
preference, right?
Right.
And I will go back to that whichever works for you.
Right. Right.
Kasi the important thing lang naman is to realize what is working for me.
So when it comes to the general mentality na puro pangakong laging napapako, anong mali? What is going on there in terms of execution? Bakit minsan puro plano pero walang nagmamaterialize?
This is a realization I had this year, that to get commitment you need conviction. To get conviction you need clarity.
Okay. To get commitment, you need
Conviction.
and to get conviction, you
You
need clarity.
Kung gagawin nating 4Cs. So parang clarity is number 1. You need to have yung what I said
Right.
in the previous podcast,
Right.
that your intention needs to be very clear,
Right.
right? So the reason sometimes we don't fulfill like certain goals that we set out to do for the year is because it's not clear to us why we're really doing it.
Right.
And parang there are other things pala na more important than that. For example, we say the exercise. But apparently, for the year, what's more important than exercise is just for me to feel good about myself.
Okay.
And maybe exercise is not that
Right. Right.
way, right? But you're not being clear or
Right.
even being honest with yourself
Right.
that that's what you need at this time.
Okay.
So clarity is also about honesty. Like, this is my aspirational self,
right.
but this is where I am right now.
Right.
So you need to be clear with where you are right now versus where you want to be.
Right. Okay.
So if you're not clear, you won't be able to get into the next step, which is conviction.
Right.
And if you don't get to conviction, it's hard to really commit.
Okay.
And commitment is where you figure out the puzzle pieces in your life to make life work.
Right.
And then you achieve consistency.
So if you say you are committed, then you will take certain action steps
Correct.
and repeat them for consistency.
Correct.
Okay.
Kasi kung sasabihin mo, no, committed naman talaga ako sa exercise talaga. But what about the
Talaga?
mom? Or kaya waking up
Oo nga.
30 minutes a bit earlier just to be able to do an exercise, or
Right.
maybe sleep a bit late, or
Uh-huh.
parang finish something earlier just to get the 30 minutes in, right?
Right.
So
So
if
it's
you're
all
not,
connected.
if you're not doing that, then
Right.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Even if it hurts. You're not really committed.
Okay. So now you have like an action plan with 5 steps so that we can all plan our year for
Yes.
maximum success. So go Dar. Number 1 is
Number 1 is what we were talking about.
clarity.
Clarity. Be clear with the picture of what you want for the year. So, right, what does the 100% look like?
So for your Spartan goal, your 100% look like what?
Finishing the Spartan race. The preparation before that is being able to go to the obstacle course park at least twice just to prep myself, to learn the obstacles, and then also improve my endurance.
So ganon.
Ganon siya.
Instead of like to fit into a
Run.
dress.
No, oo. Eh, well, pwede rin naman.
Okay.
Kasi if, let's say, it's your wedding or,
Okay,
or
right,
something important, right? I mean, again, I guess the intention is not really, it's just really being honest what your motivation
Right,
is.
right.
Let's say, I look hot in a bikini and that
Okay.
really inspires me.
Right.
Then, it's okay.
Yeah. But if hindi naman,
Kung hindi
then
naman, wag
hindi
niyong
kailangan.
pilitin.
Oo.
Like for me, okay na.
Oo. Okay.
Oh, very related to that. I realized, okay, I don't need like the mga sexy photo shoots. I'm not.
Thirst trap.
Mhm. But I do want to look strong and fit.
Okay.
So, because that's my motivation. So, pag medyo umabot na ako sa body type, I'll show you. Magpa-photo shoot
Show
din
us
ako
your
ng
guns.
na parang like yung the nice sporty outfits. Diba?
Kung hindi naman physical yung goal, ano ba? For example, to...
Money. Money is like a
to
common
make a certain amount.
of money.
You have to be clear why.
Why? Oo. So, kung wari yung mga tao, I want to save this much. Pero pag may nangungutang, magpapautang ka. Okay, committed ka ba to yourself or
Oo
committed ka to your feeling that you're able to help?
Right.
Or maybe, kasi may times, diba, may two kinds ng pautang. Yung utang na talagang gusto mo talaga pautangin. Merong hindi naman sobra. So, where are your boundaries there? Or, I want to save money, but okay, I deserve this milk tea. I deserve this coffee. So
your
where's the commitment there? Or
commitment will dictate your action.
Yes.
Like if you're so committed and your conviction is strong, it will empower you to say no.
It will empower you to
No,
say
hindi
no.
ako sasama sa inyo.
It's
sa
clear.
Milk tea, please.
It's like I did like a fitness, like it's a diet like food program and the psychology also with it. So for a time, I stopped drinking coffee for like 3-4 months.
Okay.
And I'm the type of person wherein I changed OBs because my OB told me I cannot drink coffee. I changed the doctor, guys.
Okay.
So, no, according to Google, I'm allowed coffee. So I look for a doctor that allowed me.
But you gave up coffee because
I
your
wanted to
commitment.
understand the effect of coffee in my body.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and I realized that it gave me better sleep.
Okay.
Right? During the time that I stopped. But I went back to it again. Okay. So, like after the 3 months, I went back to it. But it was full conscious choice that I'm going back to coffee because it really just gives me joy.
Okay.
This is where I feel good about myself.
Right.
When parang I have a tough day or like parang I just need to perk me up.
Right.
It's my sugar rush in a way.
Okay.
Gets as in, so it's very clear to me its importance in my life.
Yes. Okay, number 2.
So number 2, what values do you feel you need to help you achieve those goals? So let's say if it's money, maybe it's openness. Na I have to be flexible in working around the kinds of jobs that I'm doing to get to get the money goal. Kasi baka minsan you don't want to do this because of this, that. So are you really committed? Or which is again fine. Like I just want to get to my money goal in this particular way.
Right.
You can test that hypothesis at the start of the year, but see after 3 months, how is that working out for you?
Okay.
Right? Because if it doesn't, then you can reevaluate that goal and the hypothesis that ito lang yung way. Because it might be limiting.
Right.
It might be okay. It might give you focus, right? It's 2 things.
Right.
So,
and then you have this be, do, have. It's like
Yes.
a coaching tool. You want to explain it to them.
so the coaching tool with the be, do, have, a lot of people will focus on the have first. That I want to have
I want to
this.
have 1 million pesos.
Yes, I
Okay.
want to have 1 million pesos. And they get so fixated on the have instead of first, who do I need to be so that I can do these things to have these things?
Right.
So
I need to be a frugal, entrepreneurial,
creative.
resourceful. Workhorse.
Huwag daw yung workhorse,
Okay.
parang mabigat.
Sige.
Parang yung
hardworking.
the B is focusing on the values.
Okay.
So the beingness, when you're talking about your beingness, it's like where I wanna have 1 million.
Okay.
So what values do I need to practice so that eventually I'll get 1 million?
Okay.
So maybe openness to explore different possibilities.
For income.
for income.
Okay.
So actively, okay,
Right.
being open as a person who's being open to possibilities. What can I do?
Right.
Oh, maybe I can Google. Oh, maybe I can talk to 2, 3 different friends every day and just talk about what I can do. Or maybe ask people, what do you think I'm capable of and what
Right.
can I do? Right.
Uh-uh.
So openness.
Yeah.
So openness can also be scary because like what if biglang sinabi sa'yo, I'm not so sure what you're good at eh. Diba?
Or
So
ano,
maybe the next value that you can use is courage.
right. Or there's also shame. Like, ba't naghahanap ka ng sideline? Naghihirap ka na ba? So you fear judgment, diba?
Correct. So
you need
courage.
the courage
Courage.
to face judgment.
To face judgment, to face whatever they're gonna say. But because hopefully you're clear with what you want,
Right.
you're okay with it.
Okay.
So the courage to receive feedback,
right.
courage to be judged, courage and to just stand up for yourself,
Right.
essentially. So
Okay.
those are examples of values.
Right.
You can also use love, but again, minsan kasi na hindi siya nagagamit in the right way. So love or even passion. So the difference would be love is maybe, oh, I love myself so much and I know I deserve this.
Right.
So I will do this out of love for myself.
Okay.
Passion can be on in terms of doing loving certain
Right.
activities.
Okay. Next.
Next is one thing you can do daily to move the needle
Towards the 1 million.
towards the
So,
1 million.
what? Put away
1 peso a day.
or give up my expensive coffee habit.
Expensive coffee. Yeah.
Magiging 1 million ba yan?
Hindi, again,
Uh-uh.
it's just, diba, parang one thing you can do daily.
Okay.
So, you give yourself that for a week.
Okay.
Then you reevaluate it.
Right.
So, parang kasi, if yung sinabi mo, exactly yon, that's the voice in our head that will stop us from making any effort at all. The naysayer.
Magiging 1 million.
Oo. So, when you tell that to yourself, what happens? I won't do anything at all.
Right.
I won't even save
Huwag
the
na
1
lang,
pesos. Like, I won't save the coffee kasi 100 times 300. Hindi man siya magiging 1 million. 365 days. Diba? In a year, parang hindi naman siya magiging 1 million. But
pero
when,
magiging siya, 36,000. Tama?
yes. Hindi ko na alam yung math. But it will amount to something, right? Whatever it is, it will amount to something.
Right.
And then after you've done it maybe for a week or for a month and you realize, oh nga no, hindi nga siya. Ano bang pwede kong gawin?
Tama.
But you've proven to yourself that I can do this consistently, no matter how small. And reminder lang to what I said, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
You're just looking for something sustainable on a day-to-day basis to move the needle.
Right.
So,
Kaya needle. Kaya kahit
needle,
maliit
maliit lang.
Okay.
Oo.
Okay.
Kasi parang it shows that you're committed to make this happen.
Right.
Kahit konti, yun.
Okay. Next.
Number 4 is one thing you can do daily to give you quality rest.
Wow. Talaga?
So if you're not doing something on a daily basis that gives you quality rest, you're gonna burn out really fast. And that's also one major reason why people aren't able to finish through or follow through with their goals. Napagod na ako. Naubos na ako.
What is quality rest?
Quality rest can be different for different people. So, but there are different kinds of rest. There's psychological rest, emotional
Not
rest, the
just
physical. Yeah, the physical rest is the one that we know. So, the emotional, mental, psychological rest is sometimes it's meditation, but a lot of people find it hard to meditate, right? So, it's really just being able to clear your head. Another way and to do this is to do something useless and fun. But you put a time limit kasi baka it occupies the most of your day. Snacks na naman. Like, parang like do something
For you, what is that?
I was reading like some romance books for 15 minutes a day. So it's like, okay.
For me, it's mindless scrolling, but it leads to a rabbit hole of Wasted
That's why the time limit. Time limit.
Time limit. Okay.
Oo. Pero you check also kasi before my answer was I was listening to like podcasts or Audible for a certain time, but that's also still learning.
Yeah, it's for me. This is not productive. I'll listen to a podcast, pero parang
It's still
I have to
productive.
learn. I have to learn.
Yeah,
Hindi
it's
siya
still
restful.
productive. So you need to give yourself permission to rest.
Unproductive.
Unproductive.
activity.
Intentionally unproductive. Like
Okay.
because you can't go through like 100% of my day is just productive.
Taking a walk is that productive?
Oo,
Okay.
pwede naman. Kasi parang, but don't like think about anything. Try to empty your mind.
Okay.
Quality rest is usually about clearing your head
Okay.
in whatever form.
Right. And then next.
The last is document your progress or writing your
Parang I saw
gratitude.
one.
Yes,
Saan
this
yan?
one.
Honor your progress.
Ito. Great,
Okay.
great, embrace the gift of today. Gratitude.
Okay.
Pero pwede rin yung progress.
What are you grateful for today? In what ways do you express appreciation? Oh, araw-araw talaga.
Araw-araw talaga.
Mapipilitan ka talaga.
Tapos it explains in the front part, like your reverse bucket list, like how do you write a gratitude letter, what are the examples, ganyan.
Okay.
Yun.
Oh, wow.
So there.
Okay.
So it's very important to document your progress and your gratitude because it's so, parang our days like easily, parang pass us by, right? And then when you document talaga or you write your gratitude, you document your progress, whether even take pictures.
Right.
So you can create an album in your phone.
Right.
Like you take a picture of your progress.
Because you cannot improve what you cannot measure. Tama ba yun?
Oo.
Is that what?
You cannot, we cannot, I know that we use that all the time.
You cannot improve what you cannot measure or something like that.
You cannot monitor what you can measure. Ay, parang sino yung kumita ng money? Diba, Thomas Edison was the one who invented the light bulb, right? But it was, I might screw up my facts, but the founder of GE was the one who monetized it because he was able to measure electricity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Gets. So parang what doesn't get measured doesn't get done.
Yun. What doesn't get measured doesn't get done. Okay.
So when you monitor your progress, even no matter how small, you're also appreciating the small steps and even the detours you have towards your goals.
Right.
Meaning, let's say you're going this way and then suddenly you detoured and then you document it. That's a valid.
Right.
There might be a valid indicator there, like why you needed a detour and reflect about it. And then whether you go back or follow through with the detour, like that's up to you, right? Okay. But do the documentation.
Right. So if there's only one thing they can take away from our chat today that will help them plan the coming year with maximum success, what would that be?
For me, plan your own way.
Okay.
Don't be pressured. Yeah, don't be pressured with the things that even that we talked about today or like what other people are doing. But it's just very important to plan so that you're able to live life intentionally in whatever form. There is no right or wrong way. It's just the way that works for you.
So there's no right or wrong planner.
There's no right or wrong planner.
And there are many choices.
Yes.
It's so hard to choose.
Yes. It's just the one that works for you. But I still encourage or recommend to plan.
Right.
Kasi again, you can't just move towards,
you can
live your life. Live your life na parang always in that fight or flight mode.
Right.
So at least when you plan or some semblance of planning in whatever form or way, you get yourself into a space of a bit of certainty.
Right.
Then you can move with feeling secure and a bit more confident as well.
Wow. So take the control back from Batman.
Yeah.
Si bahala na si ikaw.
Wag na. Bahala na si ikaw.
Right.
Wag kay Batman.
So where can people find out more about BDJ, your products? I love this.
The vision
Finally,
board.
a vision board.
Yes.
Where can they?
They can check us out and follow us at ilovebdj.com.
I
I'll show
love
you.
this. I love bdj.com.
Yes.
Oh, what do you put here? Those
The vision board cards.
The vision board
Oops,
cards.
sorry.
Oops. The vision board cards.
So, let's
So hindi
say-
ka na kailangan gumupit ng clippings.
Gusto mo magpang ng bahay at lupa.
Sige nga, lagay mo dyan. Oh
Pasok
my gosh.
natin dito.
And there's a vision board workbook.
There. And if you do the flip side, financial abundance.
Oh
Siguro,
my
I think this is the
gosh.
money card and the
Kailangan
money
ko
deck.
yan.
So,
Oh my gosh.
so you can put it.
You don't
And
need to
then you
cut
put it on the
magazines.
table.
Ah.
So like here. So for inspiration,
Right. I
throughout
hope
your table.
it cannot be seen.
I cannot be
There,
seen.
there.
So pwede mo siyang ipatong sa table.
I love this. Your dreams require a healthy amount of delusion.
Yes.
Delulu is the Salulu. Perfect. Thank you so much, Dar. What a lovely two-part conversation. And just to remind everyone that we are in the Go Time room of the Pod Network studio. So thank you so much, Dar.
Thank you. Thank you.
And see you again next year or at the end of the year. All right. Thank you. Thank you for listening to You Can Do This. If you want to know more about me, visit Mirza.com. That's MYRZA.com. And follow me at Mirza Season on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you like this episode, please don't forget to rate it 5 stars. Hit the follow button on your podcast streaming platforms and hit the notification bell to get alerted every time we release a new episode. Catch you at our next convo, and always remember, you can do this.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.